Keith Fraser has said of loneliness that it is a bad city inside you. Perhaps that can also be related to shopping malls. For I spy with my Cyclops eye something that is large and urban and perfect, and beside the point. You will spy one, certainly more in every city. Braille dots your roadmap. The mall is a way station for the fast food fetish, the new roadside attraction from which you will subtract your distraction. The mall awakens your awkwardness. It plucks at the strings of your pocketbook. They make a John Cage sort of silence. The mall will revitalize your skin, master your thighs, your marriage, your political poise, your children, your parents. The mall is a condo with parking lots that hunt you down when you attempt escape. Remove ticket, please. Amazed that it is always daylight inside, everything available for a price that you are not prepared to pay.
We need to study a new culture. Where to now? Freud says, no problem, Lacan. The most vulnerable society in this universe is located on Earth. We can land, multiply and disguise ourselves as shopping malls. Lacan says, word up. Let's do it.
Employment for millions of teenagers would be lost without MALLS.
Give me an A!
A world without MALLS is a world without civilization.
Give me an L!
Elevate yourself from the lower class in a mall.
Give me another L!
Eliminate malls and you eliminate modern shopping.
What does it smell?
The escalator's tiny metal teeth are a kazoo humming against his Achilles heel of anxiety. What to buy and why?
Hello, my name is Dr. Farwell. I'm the Doctor of Sociology, Art History, Public Relations, and Architecture. This is a tale, an adventure, of two individuals who discover that they are long lost brother and sister. And when I say adventure, well, this is really the best we can do during the existence in a mall. These walls are boundaries on many serious and symbolic levels. Let's cut out the crap and deal with the fact that this is all we have to work with.
Meet Anna, experiencing the luxury of new and recent developments at the Stone Road Mall. Circa 1980, a mall du jour, luxuriating by a post-modernist fountain, a common mall feature for individuals to wish upon. Meet James, lonely and alone. He spends his time at the Willow West Mall, circa 1970, reading books upon books of other places and architectures. This time, in this case, Expo 67. Predictions of a future world. James now inhabits a re-rendered facsimile to be reiterated time again, time in, time out. 60s equals skyscrapers, equals energy, equals flexing towards the clouds. Things, well, have relaxed. The mall is the thing. Modern buildings for the common person. We begin to feel that we are a part of progress, and time is moving forward. Humans seem to always need to look at themselves by means of these skyscrapers. Malls reveal what we are like as people. That may seem a bit scary. Would individual psychotherapy be a bit useful these days instead? They should just stop the space program right now and get on with building a mall from here to the moon. It would save on transportation, but it would be difficult to get around the rotation difficulties. But why stop at the West Edmonton Mall? The sky is the limit. One day, and one day alone, James and Anna will meet. All those years alone, long-lost brother and sister reunited in a mall. In order for these two siblings to have a positive future, they have to deconstruct their surroundings, through conversations, of course, to invert reality and come up with a new one. Questions raised, thoughts pondered. Nothing can stop an inquisitive mind from removing walls in malls. The spirit of life lives.
This is a really nice mall. This is a really nice mall.
It is a nice mall.
Yeah.
And the people in the coffee shop are really nice too.
Great.
Let me get these things open.
Gee, that really smells good.
That's strong? You can smell it already?
So it is a nice mall. You really like it, don't you?
Uh-huh.
Me too.
Well, I hang out here all the time.
Do you?
Even though I'm not that enthusiastic because I'm kind of used to it, but I like it. I would be here. What are you doing here?
Well, I don't know. But I know something was driving me here. Maybe it was to meet you, eh?
Maybe.
So,
Take a look.
do you ever go to other malls?
I go to the Eaton Center sometime, and I've been to Stone Road before.
Oh, I'm from Stone Road.
Really?
Yeah.
The conversations between Anna and James might seem a little bit unusual, but it is their way of coming to an understanding of the world of malls around them.
See the songwriter warming up the lunchtime crowd in the Eaton Center. There's a stage set up, and more than a dozen big names in the Canadian mall business are sitting behind Larry, tapping their toes or checking the notes for their speeches. Every major shopping mall in the country will have a booth set up for the next month. You'll be able to sign a postcard that says, "We belong together," and then you'll drop it in a box. Dick Sharp, the head of Sears, describes what happens next.
The giant Sears tractor-trailer trucks will converge on Quebec from the furthermost points of this huge country. And they will have gathered on the way up to 2.5 million handwritten, hand-signed cards from Canadians. And they will be given over to Canada Post, who will then deliver one to each household in the province of Quebec.
The mall owners figure this campaign should convince the people of Quebec to vote to remain in the country because the message will be from people like themselves, not from politicians.
Are you concerned at all that at the mall, though, there's not a lot to learn? That there's no education at the mall, only trouble? Because we keep hearing stories every now and then about near riots in malls.
Oh yes, that's part of his, his upbringing, that there is nothing there in the mall. When he was younger, he did start to hang out in malls, and I told him that, what are you getting out of it? There's nothing there, there's trouble, the kids are causing trouble with the adults that are working in the malls, they're, being smart mouth with them, and he prefers to learn, thank God, than go there and look for trouble. He's aiming for a career in law, and trouble is not going to get him there.
Penny, do you worry about trouble at the mall?
Yes, my youngest son last year encountered some other kids a little bit older than him who chased him through the mall, and actually they went into a store, himself and two friends, and they took him through the back way. I'm very thankful to collegiate.
Life in a mall and meeting with each other are opportunities to ask relevant and irrelevant questions, like a school having no curriculum or a board meeting with no agenda. Well, does a camera work when it's in a forest all by itself? If there are no shoppers in a mall, does that mean there's no music? You thought you knew malls before. Dream again. Take this mall, for instance, and put it in a mountain forest region, or drop it into the ocean, or push it over Niagara Falls, or land it on the moon. I hope you're enjoying their conversation half as much as I am. Research. Is this fun or what? I feel like rewriting my third doctorate thesis all over again. What happened? Where are their real parents? Why was time so cruel to these two individuals? One asks the question. One can't help but ask, was such a separation ever really necessary in the first place?
One mother, two children, bookends between which she measures the shortest distance between what is and what was, budgets for Ninja Turtles, kites, and canned peas, tinned tender, PST, GST, IOU, I love you, her check, her life is in the mail, return to sender. She suspects serpents in her billfold. The cashier's hands fly around the store, tally up her losses. Later in the washroom, the mother peers through a crack in the stalls. A toilet lies dying on its side, having blown its brains out against the door, graffiti smeared with that red suet they pretend is soap, but they don't fool her. The mother watches others diaper their children, the symmetry of nip and tuck. Is it really supposed to be that easy, or is the mirror playing tricks? She stubs her toe on hindsight.
Oh, Kathy! Yikes, please. Come on, just trust me on this, okay? Come on. I'll have one less Diet Coke a day if you do this for me. If you have one less Diet Coke, I will buy this expensive, inefficient underarm deodorant.
You're a beautiful woman.
Oh, you are too.
Okay, great.
What color lipstick are you wearing, Kathy? It's called Aztec Copper. Ooh, I like that. It's a nice name, eh? That's why I bought it. But I like the color too. What number is it? 74, I think. It might be 75. I can't remember.
I'm getting 73, and that looks too orange. 75.
Yeah, you need something with a bit more of a purple tone.
Yeah.
With your skin.
Yeah. Thanks a lot.
No. I mean that in the best possible way.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
you know a lot of it.
They've got a really good price here on their conditioner to clean your hair.
Do I look at my hair? It's all dead ends.
You colored it, didn't you?
Yeah, you can't tell. It looks natural, doesn't it?
No, I can tell. But then I know you really well, Patty.
Yeah.
Maybe you should get some of this conditioner.
Okay.
It's really good stuff.
I'm gonna grab a couple, actually.
You're Miss Mass Consumer.
I know. Well, shopping in Toronto's expensive. You gotta take
Yeah, I
advantage
suppose
of
that's
these
true.
places.
Did you hear about Nick?
Who? Nikki? No, what?
How long has it been since you've been in touch?
Well, I mean, it's been like 2 weeks.
2 weeks?
Yeah.
2 weeks?
Yeah.
Hon, I
So
don't
much
have time
has
to keep up with
happened.
these people.
So much has happened.
What's going on? Oh, Victor has been so distraught. You wouldn't believe it. Apparently, her drinking has gotten worse, and he's found out she's doing drugs too. I think it's Jack's fault, personally.
Oh, you always blame Jack. What the hell is this?
FDS spray, Kathy. I thought.
I'm gonna put this back in the shop and pretend I didn't
keep your
see it.
nose in your own shopping cart.
Kathy,
What
it's
do
an
you do?
offensive product. What do? I shower every day. You don't need that crap.
And that does it
Come
for
on.
you?
Yes.
Hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't particularly like Jack.
Oh,
Not the new Jack.
The new Jack? I hate the new Jack.
Oh,
He
I
sucks.
really miss the old Jack.
I know. I
He
know.
was so.
He was an
so-
animal.
That would be it.
I know.
Yeah. Oh, apparently he's in Santa Barbara now.
Really?
Yeah, this is what I've heard.
I hadn't realized that. Final Net, does this stuff work? I thought it made your hair really hard.
Well, if you spray it over your head, that's the problem. A lot of people spray it directly on.
I always focus it to the exact area.
No, don't do that because it gets in clumps and your hair just sticks. You might as well use that dippity-doo crap.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, excellent. Excellent.
What time is it?
Actually, it's 3:30. I gotta grab my pills.
Okay, well, maybe we'll see you tonight at the alley.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
that would be
Okay.
great.
Bye, Kathy.
If I don't see you, take care. For sure. Okay, bye.
I'm all lost in the supermarket. I can no longer shop happily.
Hi, how are you? Good. Do you prefer thick books or thinner books?
I like books with great big pictures and they have to say something too.
I'm really getting into the hardware now. I'm developing my own personal interactive program.
It can't be interactive if it's just personal.
No, it's a way to get personal with everyone around us.
Everyone is too isolated.
Yeah, locked into their own thoughts about everyone else.
It's too one way.
That's not a hairstyle, that's an idea.
Ideas are in.
Especially people who perform their ideas, that's where it's at.
I don't mind existing in process time. It sets oneself apart from reality, just a little bit. I wonder if they have malls in Iceland.
I don't know, I've never been to Iceland. Couldn't say, it could be a bizarre experience. Imagine being in a mall, in the middle of an eclipse, in Iceland. It'd be even more wonderful.
One can only dream, can't one?
As Anna and James become closer and closer, the reality of their situation becomes revealed to us, and perhaps to them as well, instinctively witnessing the true fact that, by a surrealist, computer-generated vision, one of the malls that they have been spending their most time in is built on the gravesite their parents occupied.
Where are your parents?
Oh, where are your parents?
Where are your parents?
Where are yours?
Well, where are yours?
I don't know, where are yours?
Well, where are yours?
Where are yours?
Where are yours?
I don't know, where are your parents?
I don't know. Where are your parents?
I have no idea, where are your parents?
I don't know.
She scratches her polyester name tag. She wore it upside down today so that no one would be able to identify her. She hates this part of her job the most, telling the customer, no offense, but your credit is no good, pushing the card back and forth, feeble with hope as the machine beeps disconsolately, as if it's wiping its mouth of something. Lately, the cashier has been reminded of Star Trek and those doors that open so effortlessly. No one ever gets stuck with a parcel or a bad check bouncing like a bright blue feeling. The customer's voice read from crying, "There must be some mistake." The cashier shifts uneasily in her loafers. She knows her own credit is limited by time, necessity, greed. Shopping is a matter for mathematicians, itemized integers, plus or minus. You can never add it up the same way twice.
During the day, a food court, and at night they fill it with water and turn it into a swimming pool. Voila!
Yeah, that's really yum. Oh, I like it. It's like every time I go out or go home or anywhere else, I'm always confronted by all this like really screechy, annoying stuff that is so full of messages and intent and content, and all these things. So it's just kind of nice to go someplace where the music is just so wonderfully background, so wonderfully unobtrusive and unfulfilling and soft and cushy and non-judgmental and, you know.
I've got an idea, James.
What?
We could save money and at the same time be perfectly moral. You know? Live together.
Of course it's moral to save money.
But we'd be living together out of sin.
You're right,
Brother
we could share an apartment now. And no one would be concerned.
No one's saying, what are you two doing in there?
Right.
All by your lonesome.
And if mom and dad are ever found, they won't worry about it. And the authorities wouldn't care, and the bills would be cheaper, and we could get our payments in on time, and you could clean, and I could cook, and we'd do dishes and carpet together, and we could vacuum and dust and
play music.
Play music.
Loud, and no one would think
we like
we're
the same kind of music. And we could read the same magazines. We could save half on magazines. We
could have friends over.
Friends over, and we could spend time reading and reading with our friends even.
And the best thing about it is, we're sticking together.
It's comme the feeling of être dans un mall. Puis the fire alarm goes à sonner. Ding a ding a ding a ding. It howls. Personne n'est sûr si c'est pour de vrai. So, tout le monde looks up at the ceiling, à droite puis à gauche. Looking pour voir un sign. Someone qui peut tell us that les choses sont encore normales. Or that it was just some small mall rat qui a fait une grosse farce plate. You see, c'est la routine que j'aime, moi. That I like. I want to be sure que ça va toujours être le même. Quand mes amis puis moi, on va au mall, like when you walk in and the same avertissements sont là. You gotta hate staff turnovers. Except peut-être when you're in grosse sale that comes along and really shakes things up. Tu sais, tu comprends, you know, quelque chose like un VCR ou un CD player. Oh, sacré God, ça rendrait my life a lot plus facile. Ouais. C'est pas facile, let me tell you. I mean, this boredom de la vie, so difficile de prendre. You know, tu sais? But that's just la vie, hein? Alors, qu'est-ce que tu vas de here? What que tu vas go from là, hein? Dehors? It's too cloudy. Oh, au moins ici, you can pretend il fait beau. En plus, ça nous cache du dreariness qui hovers en haut, all the temps sans arrêt. Those gray skies comme un prophète de winter, casting their annonçant son implacable froid inéchappable. Sign of le vide de l'espace, dank emptiness. Inconnu et terrifying.
It's not the biggest, but it is the newest. The much-touted Mall of America opened today in Bloomington, Minnesota. It was built by Canada's Gurmazian brothers, the same people who built the world's largest shopping center, the West Edmonton Mall. The Minnesota Mall will look a lot like its Canadian cousin, but the Gurmazians say they've learned a lot from their Edmonton project. Despite sagging retail sales, the mall's developers hope to cash in on America's favorite pastime in a big way. Hattie Kaufman of CBS News has this report.
Where do fast food, automobiles, and suburbia come together? The mall, a place 94% of Americans visit at least once a month. It's been immortalized. In this sci-fi thriller, the dead come back to life and mindlessly roam, where else, the local mall.
What are they doing? Why do they come here?
Kind of instinct. This was an important place in their lives.
Despite a frightening and flat retail climate, private developers in Bloomington, Minnesota have created the world's largest retail and entertainment complex, the 4.2 million square foot Mall of America.
There's 1 square foot of retail space at the Mall of America for every resident in the 7-county area.
This sprawling shrine to consumerism has 400 stores, 30-plus restaurants. It would be a 3-mile walk to window shop it all. To get an idea of the scale of the place, that's a human being down there. It's so big.
You can see the mega mall from Ohio. It's very big.
We have a clinic, doctor, dentist, urgent care.
13,000 parking spaces, 10,000 employees.
We have nightclubs, comedy clubs, movie theaters.
Determined the project won't become tomorrow's retailing ghost town, developers are trying something new. Stores line the outside of the mall, and in the middle is Knott's Camp Snoopy, a 7-acre amusement park.
We have over 31,000 trees and plants inside of our park. It's the world's largest indoor planting.
Tourists are expected to account for 30% of the park's traffic. Retailers who don't want to lose money to amusement visitors are using gimmicks of their own, enticing storefronts, elaborate window displays, and a sporting goods store where shoppers can play. It's a long way from the old don't touch the merchandise.
I expect they'll have a very big opening. I think the real key will be a year from August 11th.
Never before have 4 competing department stores anchored a shopping center. Many wonder if the mega mall will be a mega bust.
We're in a recession, and in a recession with stagnant retail purchases.
Times are going to get better, and we plan on being here for a long time.
Southdale, the first mall, opened right here in Minnesota in 1956. While shoppers loved being indoors, retailers worried about competing stores under one roof. What sounded like a mistake became a phenomenon. Today, 38,000 malls cover the country.
Amid the argyle and polyester passions and chipped vinyl seats with bubblegum sticks stubborn, our conned conversations I pretend it's Pernod, I ponder, not this watered-down, trivial caffeine, suave, sugar-free fizz of some sort, buoyancy spilled upon the formal formica tables crouched together as if they were keeping secrets. I pretend I am Hemingway, hemming and hawing away at a story about bulls in the china shops of love, goring their horns through Nintendo glitter and a snide side of Super Mario Brothers. Far away from this food court. I think that Europe must be somewhere beyond the glass elevator that goes up and down like an ice cube rattling. I glimpsed a world outside this world once when I was too small to reach it. The moon was unavailable for comment. Europe is a church, is a bit distant, aloof in its awe, and like the Brinks car in the parking lot, very impossible to get to.
There's this mall in St. Catharines, and it's really dark and dingy. Plus, it has that, it's carpeted. The whole thing is carpeted. They're trying to expand on the mall, and they've been trying for like a couple of years now. But it's a pretty terrible place to go. Mostly it's kids that hang out in malls, too.
I think malls are a large cause in the deterioration of the North American foot. If you've ever shopped in Europe, you will know that many stores are in marketplaces, like Germany, where a lot of cobblestones, and walking on cobblestones, the foot is fully exercised. Many malls are terrazzed, floored, smooth, slippery, and causes a deterioration of the foot. It's not exercised well, and then of course that leads to the leg and further on up. Serious condition in today's society.
Friends and I were in the Bean Center in Guelph last year, and we were sitting in the food court. We had purchased muffins and coffee, and we hadn't finished yet, and a security guard that worked there obviously came up to us and said, after a little while, we weren't finished our muffins yet, came up to us and said, shouldn't you girls be somewhere?
At the malls back home, just because I'm familiar with the area, with the people there. It's more of a social place here just because, well, I'm here at school at university, so I'm not really, I am interested in the social aspect, but it's just for lack of money, transportation, and because of my age now, it's easier to meet people at different places. So I really don't go to malls in the area that often.
Well, last Sunday, which was my birthday, some friends took me out dancing up at the Desert Inn, and as we were turning the corner, I noticed that there's another mall going up, and I think, you know, what a waste of land. Where are they getting the money? And they're taking business from downtown Guelph, and these people need the business. Who needs another mall? Because there are other malls that are becoming vacant. Unless, of course, someday they do something progressive with these malls and make them into living quarters for people that are looking for housing. That could be a good plan. You know, how many are we going to have?
Okay. I guess I like them because they're nice and cold weather. You don't have to go out when it's really cold, and you can always find a place to park, and it's free too. So pretty much always find a place to park. Oh, also I like that they don't have doorways with the stores, so you can sort of wander in and out. And, if you're downtown, you have to kind of sort of open the door, and it's a little bit more intimidating. But it's a little like a carnival or something in a mall. So it's kind of a little more comfortable sometimes.
What I really dislike is that they're always made with that horrible flagstone paving. It's really dangerous if you've got high heels on, especially if it gets wet, or if you've got heels that are a little worn down. You end up slipping and tripping into a complete dud. What I like about malls, though, is that everything's all in one place, so you don't have to travel all over town to get the few things you do need. Another dislike would have to be that the horrible music that they play. You can't get away from it. All the stores are playing the same thing. It's enough to drive you nuts.
I like the air-conditioned fact on a day like today. Something I don't like though is the fact that it's too bright, too many people.
All right, well the first mall I was ever in, I had to be about 15. And the main store was Zeller's. And what I liked about it the most is that it had French fries and hamburgers on the counter, real ones. And at the same time, right beside it, there was some really cheap perfume and nail polish. So you could do two things. You could get really cheap perfume and some French fries and hamburgers in one spot.
I once had an aunt, she had a mall right here. And I don't have my glasses with me, but I hear that if I would go to a mall, I could get my glasses in an hour. And I would meet crazy people there. I like malls, shopping malls. I gotta go shopping now. I'm gotta go to a mall.
That the Eaton Center is really a workhorse mall. It's not the kind of place that you would want to hang around, but you could get a lot accomplished there if you know what you're doing. It's important to phone ahead to all the different stores and get the right price.
The Eaton Center over here is very nice, natural light. You gotta like that. Malls. Is that a Greek word? Mall? Probably. Or Roman, I bet. Roman malls? Sure. I grew up in Whitby. Next door was Oshawa, which claimed to have the largest mall in the world for a very short period in the 1960s. And this mall didn't have a roof on it. Boy, that was a mistake.
Well, I have two experiences in the mall. One was in the, well, it's not really experience. It's more sensation that I experienced in the mall. That like Eaton Center, when I walk there, I feel very uncomfortable, and I never know why I feel so uncomfortable there. Until I realized it was because of the noise in this place. It's incredible. You walk there and you surrounded by this very strange noise all the time, and it's you feel very, very uncomfortable. And another experience I have in another mall, the Yorkdale Mall, and there it was, I walk in that mall and for the first time in my life I feel I was comfortable in a mall. And I wonder why. I said, gee, how come, you know, I hate mall, I don't like them, and this one, wow, you know, it's, and I realized because it was, it had lots of natural light was coming through that place. Like they have a skylight all over the mall, and it's very pleasant. I like that place. I wish I can go there all the time.
In Oakville,
The 4 vessels are computer monitored
when
from a
they
sophisticated control tower.
built the Oakville Place Mall.
Specially trained submarine captains guide deep-sea explorers of all
On opening day,
25-minute cruise of the mysterious
I was
waters.
driving off the QEW.
Teeming with exotic
And
sea
people
vegetation, sunken treasure, stingrays and coral. The ride
were
is a mixture
storming
of fantasy and reality.
the
Fascinating oceans of past and present.
mall.
Don't be surprised to see
Hordes
scuba divers
and
enjoying
hordes of
recreational
people
dives in the deep-sea adventure.
crossing streets
Operating the deep-sea attraction
against
requires
red
the talents
lights.
and expertise of hundreds of individuals. Submarine captains, tower controllers, scuba divers, hydraulic technicians, electricians, aquarists, and marine life specialists.
Some kind of
By far the most popular and entertaining
church.
attraction in the deep-sea adventure lake is the dolphin.
Some kind of church activity.
Visitors may take in the mall's own performing.
No, Virginia, there is no Santa Claus, not since closing time last night. Time was a thief shuffling into, then out of doors, revolving around the Christmas display. She claimed Santa was a pushover, so she picked his pockets while he recited her wishes back to her, a kind of Yuletide stenographer. After this, Virginia headed east, her stockings hung heavy and rich, and over with care.
So here we are in southern Ontario where the weather was best during the summer of 1991, which was a good year for the wine industry, by the way. Don't forget that. What we have to work with is, well, a lot of simplicity. It makes me feel Canadian all over just thinking about it. Back to James's original hair color, or is it? The unfolding, the deconstruction of this architecture that contexts our daily lives.
Where were you born, James?
The room with the skylight.
Are you sure?
Well, it might have been a dream, but I'm pretty sure it was a room with the skylight. And I've ordered the portable phone so we can talk to each other from anywhere in any mall.
Anytime, any
Well, I have a theory that the frequency of Mondays in this mall changes with the incremental pitch of the figure eight of the sun. You know, that figure eight pattern of the sun makes it closer on Earth.
In other words,
Which is actually protected by the tilt of Earth's axis.
you don't have to know. I find myself always looking south.
That could look about like north. It feels like I'm always looking south.
Well, I think I was looking north. Is this mall always like this?
The calm music, the colors, the strength of steel beams and structures we feel we need. The flow, the rhythm, one feels content. We're doing time with each other within these walls. Outside, time runs free. Uneasiness. Some people out of the context of a mall feel uneasy.
I don't think I've had enough coffee. These architectural motifs are starting to blend in together.
Now, at what point does the pressure begin to build and this beautiful system begin to fail? If it fails, does it choose to fail? Suicide? Or is this a natural occurrence? Does failure need to happen?
I'm working on a series of paintings, which are faces in the landscapes. All I see now here is faces surrounded by concrete, steel, and glass. What I want to do is take these faces, put them back in the landscape where I think they belong.
His toupee has slipped slightly, an argument he has lost with gravity. He sits next to the fountain, counting the number of pennies he spent there before the first bank plan was introduced. The polished pavement preens, splits open like his shirt, his belly blurts out, ignores the sinewy muzak of muscles. His cufflinks glint like gold teeth. He might sell if he could find a vendor. He nods off to a place where browsing is still permitted.
You want a mall story? I'll give you a mall story. My story. I've been working at this mall for 9 years, and these people continuously get me to do things that I don't really want to do. One morning, the grinder broke down in the meat room, and instead of getting another employee, they got me to go with the boxes of meat and go and grind it at a different store. So I loaded up all the boxes in my car and drove off. I got on the highway, and all of a sudden, boxes of meat flew at the back of my car. So I stopped, did a U-turn, I came back, looking for all these boxes of meat, and I only found one of them. One was missing, of course. I get to the other store, grind some meat up, and I know I'm missing meat. So what did I do? Is put some other substitute meat in. Then no one ever knew. If that isn't bad enough, another day they continuously harass me all day long, making fun of me, joking around. You know, but a joke's a joke, so it should have been over. I'm so upset, I leave the store, one of the automatic doors don't open for me. I get in the other automatic door, it doesn't open, so I kick the damn thing. Glass goes everywhere. Who got blamed for that? Me. You know, and if that isn't bad enough, I nicely get back, starting to calm down, and they start bothering me again. Calling me names, poking fun at me, continuously. And then you know what I do? Because I'm late for work, I run to get to the time clock. And I trip over a damn banana box. You know what the result of that is? This is the result of that. Look at this, I'm scarred for life because of that store. 3 seconds into the store, and I do this. Stay the hell away from these damn places. This is the result of what can happen. This is the damn result of what can happen.
Talking malls, are we? I avoid them like the plague. If I have to go, I have a Toronto walk, which is extremely fast, and you'd be having quite a time keeping up to me. terms of malls, they seem to be a high percentage women's clothes merchandise, which of course naturally I'm not interested in at all, and I'm inclined to be sarcastic about it.
I like malls because I can shop at malls, and I hate the mall rats at malls. They really bug me because they sit around and smoke in the food court, and then I go to eat my hamburger, and all I can taste is smoke, and it's really gross. But I like malls because my friends go to malls, but I'm not a mall rat because I hate mall rats.
The first mall I saw kind of horrified me. I was visiting Fairview Mall, and I thought, gee, this is like science fiction. If store designers and store owners had their way after an atomic war, this is what life would look like. And I thought, that's kind of messy. But that's negative. The positive side of malls is there's lots of potential. Like, have you ever seen libraries in malls? It's a gathering place. It could be a place where young people could have their workshops, video workshops. They could have resource centers. So there's lots of potential. And I think it depends on our society, how we treat them all and what we do with them in the future.
Possibly the worst job I ever had in my entire life was at West Edmonton Mall, in a little place called Mario's Fine Italian Food. It wasn't that fine, it was sort of like a cross between Fluffy's Pizza and, I don't know, the McDonald's of Italian food. Anyways, I worked there for 4 weeks, and it was depressing. The people were rude and unpleasant, the customers were rude and unpleasant, and also the tips were really bad, so I quit after 4 weeks. And anyways, the restaurant went under 2 weeks later, so it was only open for 6 weeks in its entirety. Too expensive to be in that mall, I guess. I don't know where it went. Eckville or Brockville or somewhere, who knows. Anyways, West Edmonton Mall, what an excitement that was. Every day walking through the mall, listening to all the screams and cackles of caged-in animals. There were like hundreds of them. Dolphins, mistreated animals in the deep, and all kinds of stuff. There were sharks, apes. We had apes. There was a bear near Fantasyland, which was the huge, I don't know, the Bill Van Der Zam Fantasy Gardens of Edmonton. And I don't know, it's depressing. Too many deaths in that mall anyways. The roller coaster accident, I don't know if you heard about that one, but like 3 or 4 people went for the roller coaster ride of their lives. Or deaths, I should say. Sorry, that's a bit horrible. But I don't know. One night they just went on a ride and the roller coasters went off the rail and they were smashed all to bits on the concrete. I remember I went by there about 2 days later and everybody was just standing there looking at the wreckage and there were still bloodstains on the concrete. It used to be sort of a pilgrimage, I guess, for people to go by fantasy land and look at the bloodstains.
These malls, they're really spread out. I find they're really spread out, so you have to have a car for one thing, or it's really hard to go on public transport with these guys. And we had a twin stroller that we couldn't get onto the bus, so we had to get a car.
Yeah, well, my parents were killed in the mall when I was a kid. They were at a Tim Hortons, snow on the roof, thousands, hundreds of people killed. So I've always hated malls, you know. And we torched this place in St. Catharines last year, and it was great. We got it on video. We sent it in to CBC or America's Most Wanted, something like that. Of course, you wouldn't see it. I mean, it was great, but they won't show it. You know, they don't want stuff like that getting around. But it was really moved me watching the flames.
I don't go to malls a lot except to get groceries. I don't shop at the mall for certain products. I don't like to run into students actually at the mall. I teach last thing you want to do is be seen in a place where all your students hang out, because it's the only thing they can do for free to go to the mall. And so, you know, I only seldom actually go to the Supercenter Mall, which is where all my kids hang out. And then, of course, we have to go through, hi, Ms. Martin, and I always wonder if you got the right mascara, or if you look the same as at school, and if they see you differently, then they'll probably think something else. You know, so I really try to avoid the mall for that reason, because, you know, that's where all the kids hang out. So, no, I don't go to that mall.
Malls. I think they can be torn down once a week.
The first mall that I can recall is the Yorkdale Shopping Mall in Toronto. And I went there with my parents when we had first moved to Toronto. I was quite young. My brother was visiting from his university in the US where he was going to school, and he called it Yorkdale, Canada's fascist center.
The man with edible sideburns has stood outside his smoke shop for years in exactly the same slightly rumpled white suit. He has slept in his debts and shakes them out like spare change, barks at the patrons, patronizes them, dares them to disagree. This store is his circus. He is the carny. His shelves are filled with freak gifts of nature and the occasional burglar who interrupts the lifelines of young clerks he can never keep anyway because he pays them minimum wage.
I'm standing here in front of you, wondering what I'm supposed to do. I'm standing here without a clue. I'm lost again.
I'm Sam.
If I only knew.
This is Trevor. This is Jimmy. That's Sean. You know, we're all a bit concerned about Anna and James. They used to spend all their time at our mall. Now they're hardly ever here. What's going on? Where are they? What are they doing? We don't all stick together. This could all come falling down.
What you going through now? What you going through now?
James and Anna make the decision to go to City Hall in search of information regarding the whereabouts of their real and dead parents. Are they buried under this mall?
At lunch, they flee the school. Freed from period 2 or a spare, they drop the pins from their hair or conceal their parochial differences in leather. Take one swift look at the steeple next to their school, the neighbor they most distrust and most admire. Hope no one's watching, and if they are, so what? They march into this mall to pay off their boredom. I stand in front of the store where I tried all morning to sell the impractical black dress with the sleeves seductively slipping down. Actually, it's a manufacturer's defect, but aren't we all? Unsuccessful clientele, cartel, my time sold to the lowest bidder. They genuflect my artificial sunlight. Inside the mall, daylight is continually falsified, the way money is forged ahead and out of our accountability. The students come to me, their faces eager to spend curiosity. I am obscene somehow in ineffectual heels, while the girls are in tunics, the boys in regulation pants pressed firmly shut. The secrets fabric will not disclose, the no comment in their eyes. Stereotypes we must undress in order to redress. Sacred so profane, expletives explode from wafered words wavered. I wave at them. Some are harder, soft sell. They hang out at the coffee shop, but they look in our windows and wonder if it's worth copping a steal. Across from the mall, the school parking lot is a vandal's wet dream. After my shift, one of the boys who always waits is there waiting for me to drive him home from school, waiting to learn another lesson that can be undone. In the early hours of night, we will slip into another uniform of skin, show each other our wounds, and suggest preferable wars.
Welcome to my small laboratory. We have been studying Anna and James for some time now. Have we learned anything? Perhaps not. Subjects like these are immeasurable. Look, I don't need you. I've got inaccessible information.
May I help you? Express lane to self-expression is closed. Try to check in at the next checkout. The woman behind the cosmetics counter offers me little lipstick samples shaped like bullets, bloody at their tips from wars waged against vanity. She promises they won't smudge. She looks like Liza Minnelli, Humpty Dumped and rebuilt. Waterproof mascara is the great cosmic answer. She has stayed up too late in the same face and had no time to change before work. A bombed-out face, but somehow beautiful, reborn of anarchy. Well, maybe I'll try one of those cover sticks.
James is discouraged. Anna has a vision.
I'm having a vision.
By the year 2004, the city of Guelph will dome the downtown core, recreating architectural facades from the 1920s. It will become a shopper's paradise.
I'm having another vision.
Billionaires from Iceland plan to raise the Titanic in cooperation with the new Liberal government. The plans have just been released publicly to support the construction infrastructure through this project. The Titanic will be rebuilt in Halifax as an answer to this province's economic woes, and then the huge structure will be transported westward to make its home in Yorkton, Saskatchewan, a home to the most unusual mall in history, a monument to death and money, a symbol to shop by. As the structure moves across the land, people can drop by and shop. A sense of unity will emerge. People will be able to drive for miles and see the Titanic Mall on the horizon, and Saskatchewan's population will return to economic growth as well. Finally, Anna sees what they instinctively knew all along.
I see graves.
I think City Hall was a little nervous, giving Anna and James a trailer to live in on the property of their favorite mall. We must now bid farewell to Anna and James, who have now returned from their journey beyond malls.
After hours, the man and woman discuss organic pesticides while they water the floor. They patiently polish the tiles, daily scuffed with "so what." He is a billboard of speculation, imagines the cause behind every scratch, each heel mark a possibility scoured for its origin. He hoovers guilt and studies the pattern at night in the mall as she cleans. She says, "It's kind of like reading tea leaves, ain't it?"